In this video, I'm going to talk about getting rid of your unwanted emotions. First, I'm Evan Metz. I used to struggle with pervasive feelings of anxiety. I used to feel very unfulfilled in my life and my work. And I've dedicated my life to personal growth and spiritual growth, which has helped me shift my mindset, shift my heart, has brought me to where I am today, living this fulfilled life. And I love making videos to help you guys feel more fulfilled, more love, more peace in your heart. So today we're talking about getting rid of those unwanted emotions. When that fear, when that anxiety, when that anger, when that frustration comes up and we're like, why do I feel this way? I don't want to feel this way. Get me out of this. I'm sure you've been there. You might be there right now. I know I've been there. And what I found is the most effective tool is loving that emotion. Actually accepting the emotion. The first way, and really the only way through it, is to accept it, to love the emotion, to meet it where it's at. Because when we are fearful of the fear, what are we actually feeling? Fear. We are reinforcing the fear. When we hate the hate, what are we feeling? Hate. So in these situations, two negatives, right? Hate of the hate does not make a positive. When we hate the hate, that does not bring love. So the real way to transcend it is to love the hate, to love ourselves, to love and meet ourselves where we are at in that moment. So if you are feeling overwhelmed or fearful or frustrated about a relationship that you have in your life, whether it's a relationship with your partner or your mother or with work or with yourself, when you meet that with love, well, now it becomes very powerful. Now that part of yourself doesn't feel abandoned. Now you can accept yourself where you're at. And now that feeling actually becomes less pervasive. Now that feeling starts to go away because you are accepting it, because you are loving it. And from there, you can really choose which way to go. I was listening to this book yesterday. It's by a famous yogi, Buddhist yogi meditator. I'm forgetting his name. I will put it in the description so you guys can go and understand it and read it. Hey, blessings. Have a great day, dude. Oh, man. That was so cool. What a cool interaction. Really good guy, great energy. Man, life is awesome. So I was talking about this book with the yogi. And what happened in this story, right? I'm gonna tell you guys a story and you can take it as you will, because I found this to be a very enlightening story. There was a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law, and they really hated each other. They did not like each other at all. And so the daughter-in-law went to the doctor or the scientist and said, hey, I need some poison. I choose to kill my mother-in-law. So the doctor says, well, I can't give you a poison that's gonna be fast acting, kill her right away, because everyone's gonna know that you did it. So instead, let me give you this poison, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna give it to her in little bits and pieces, over the course of a long period of time, and put it in her meals. But when you do it, make sure to give her the food with a smile on your face. And make sure to compliment her, and make sure to give her love when you do it. And so she starts doing this. She starts giving her this love all the time, the compliments with the food. She starts, meeting her with grace when she does this, as she's poisoning the food. And after a few days, the mother-in-law starts looking at the daughter-in-law. She's like, man, she's actually not so bad. Like, I really like her. And so she starts lightening up, and she starts acting lighter, and she starts basically meeting her with more love. And the daughter-in-law starts picking this up, and she actually starts really loving the mother-in-law back. And they actually, over time, with each meal, become more and more fond of each other until the point that they become best friends. So after a month, the daughter-in-law goes back to the doctor or scientist, and they're like, "Doctor, I need an antidote. You know, my mother-in-law, she's actually an amazing person." And so the doctor goes, like, "Can you please give me an antidote?" The doctor says, "No, unfortunately, there is no antidote." And so the daughter-in-law starts crying, and she's like, "I'm gonna kill myself. Like, I can't believe I did it." And the doctor starts laughing. The daughter-in-law says, "Why are you laughing? Like, this is such a serious situation." And the doctor looks over and says, "Well, there was no poison." And so it's there. I mean, the lesson that I gained from this beautiful story is it's really our own perspective, our own perception on the situation that creates the reality that we live, that creates the space and the relationships that we are in. And so what happens when you show up with love instead of hate, right? What happens when you show up with love? And when you do, all of a sudden, love comes back your way in those relationships. And so this applies in relationships, but this also applies in our own relationship with ourselves. If there's hatred within ourselves, just like that hatred with the mother-in-law, let's say we're the daughter-in-law, and then that hatred inside of ourselves is the mother-in-law. Well, if we keep hating it, it's gonna keep hating us back. And it creates this repetitive cycle loop. But if we show up with love to those emotions inside of ourselves, those emotions will transmute and give us love back. And so it's just a beautiful reminder that we can really shift the way that we interact with this world. And it is so powerful, so powerful. Yeah. So guys, it's really, really key. Another thing I wanted to mention on this topic, really cool. If y'all haven't watched the movie Inside Out, watch the movie Inside Out. It's a Pixar movie. I absolutely love it. It's a great depiction of the internal emotions that we feel on a day-to-day basis and how they interact with each other, done in a cute Disney Pixar movie. And a big thing that it shows is Joy, who's like the main character, really interacts with anger and sadness and anxiety. And Joy, the more she accepts these other emotions inside, the more they're able to work together as a team. And so it is a real great depiction of a great way to handle emotions. And I want to give a huge respect for Disney and Pixar for making that, because man, that is so cool to be able to put that into an awesome animated movie that helps people like me, people like you, who are most likely adults, but also really freaking cool that they're helping kids understand these about their emotions. So I highly recommend that movie. Give it a watch, and it shows you how to interact with your own emotions and create that acceptance within yourself, to accept those different emotions within yourself. Well, I think that was an awesome video. I love talking about this stuff, and I love you guys a lot. And remember to love yourself. Remember to love all those aspects of yourself, because as you love those aspects of yourself, your life will continue to grow, continue to feel more light, more love, more peace, and even that fear, even that anxiety, even that anger, these are emotions that you're like, please go away. Remember to accept them and love them, and watch how your life transforms. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.